Right, we are live on YouTube. How is everybody doing today? How are you all doing today? It's a little windy here today on the trail, but I don't think the wind is strong enough to affect the sound with the phenomenal windscreen I have here on my face, on top of my microphone. If I didn't have this thing on, you wouldn't be able to hear me. Bottom line, that's why this is here. It's not to look funny. For those of you that may be concerned about that. And if I were to take this off, I'm sure you would prefer that I had it on. Anyway, I hope you're all having a wonderful day. It's been about 3 days since I've done one of these walks, and a bunch of things came up to the point of where I just couldn't even do my walks for the last 3 days. I had a lot of things to take care of with my lady when she was in town. And my lady spent, I think, five and a half days with me last week. And due to some unforeseen circumstances, which weren't bad, it was great to spend the time with her. But due to those unforeseen circumstances, some things came up, and just couldn't do the walks for the last 3 days. And when you try to get things done nowadays, and you're counting on other people to do their part, and they don't do their part, it just slows things down and takes time away from doing what you really need to do. But everything's all good now. Everything's been taken care of. It's been sorted out. And I'm out and about for another Walking with Purpose live stream here today. And today, we're going to be discussing, do you want to better yourself? And here's how to start doing it, You have to ask yourself, do you want to better yourself? You have to want to better yourself to get better, right? You have to take ownership and responsibility for your actions. And that's more than half the battle there regarding people bettering themselves and getting ahead. It's taking responsibility for their actions and owning your mistakes and learning from your mistakes, right? It is beautiful, but it is windy. It's about 68 degrees or so today, so it's not as warm as it has been, but it's not chilly enough to put on a jacket. I mean, if it gets any more chilly than this, I'll be wearing a jacket. It is September, and summer is pretty much just about over, so we're getting back into those, we're going to be getting back into those winter walks real soon, where I'll be wearing heavier clothing and wearing gloves to keep my hands warm and all that. But anyway, got 8 people here, 3 thumbs up. Please smash the thumbs up. Please smash the thumbs up. Anyway, just gonna breathe in the fresh air for a second and let some more people join the stream before we go any further. I'm just taking one of those moments, having one of these aha moments. And I want to talk about something real quick before we get to today's topic. And that is a stream I did last night right here on Coach Eli 2 Authentic Live Streams regarding the fact that I visited 2 AA, Alcoholics Anonymous meetings over the weekend with my lady. I did about an hour stream last night, and I shared my experiences of attending 2 events here in the Bay Area with my lady. And I would really, really appreciate it if as many of you as possible could check that out and share that stream out, the live stream replay. Excuse me. All right, just making sure the chat's all caught up. It is. Excuse me. And especially if you have friends or family workers or co-workers or anyone you know that is suffering from alcoholism, and maybe you've tried to help them out in the past, you try to get them to get help, you try to get them to go to AA meetings, right? And they're just not listening. Excuse me. I took my Allegra before the stream, and now everything's breaking up. It's coming into my throat. I'm sorry about that, folks. And I'm not going to get too far into, what I talked about on that stream, because you go check it out. It's only about an hour long. You're going to hear my thoughts. You're also going to hear a little bit about the history of AA, how it was started, and how it grew to be what it is today. And in between, me sharing the story of AA, I shared my personal experiences in attending 2 meetings when I'm not even an alcoholic. Now, I did go to support my lady, and my lady, is attending AA meetings for the time being. She wanted to finally give it a shot. She's done it before in the past, but she wanted to give it a shot and try some meetings in my area, and she really, really enjoyed them. And then she went to another meeting today in her area, and she said it wasn't as good as the ones in my area. And where my lady lives, obviously I'm not going to mention it, at least for the time being, right? Where my lady lives, it's a different demographic. Things are done a little differently in her town, and I'm not surprised that the feel was different at her AA meeting in her area today. But she's doing this because she wants to better herself, and she wants to become as healthy as possible so her and I can live a happy and healthy long life together. Her and I still have quite a bit of life left. We're in our late 40s, but we take care of ourselves, we could still have a good 40, 50 years to go. So I'm very grateful and thankful to my lady for finally taking the plunge and doing the right thing. Not just for everyone that cares about her, but more so for her. Doing it for her. And that's the whole thing, folks. When you do things like this, when you take actions to turn your life around, or when you take actions to turn your lives around, you have to do it for yourself. You have to be selfish about it. It's not even really being selfish. It's just the right thing. You got to be able to take care of yourself before you can take care of anyone else or share your life with anyone else. And I'm just proud to say that over the last year that I've dated my lady, she has tremendously turned things around in her life for the better, and she continues to do it, and she continues to blow me away. And her and I together are going to continue helping as many people as possible turn their lives around, regardless of what you're going through. And if it's something that we can't directly help you with, if we're not able to help you regarding something that requires an actual doctor or therapist or licensed professional, we will get you the right information and refer you to the right people that can help you. And that's what we do here. That's what we do here. We get people the right information and we give them the right support to turn their lives around for the better. So please check out that stream right here on Coach Eli 2. It's the stream before this one, the live stream replay. It's about an hour long. And share it out to as many people as possible, especially if they are suffering from alcoholism. And I'll just say one more thing before I get to the topic here today. You know, if you've been trying to get someone to take action regarding their alcoholism, you've been trying to get them to go to AA meetings, the best thing you can do is what I did. Just say, hey, I'll go with you. I'm not an alcoholic, but I'll go with you because I want to support you. I don't want you to go into this alone. And that's exactly what I wanted to do for my lady. And my lady is a modern woman, but she has a lot of old school, traditional ways about her. And one thing with her is that, she really likes it when I'm there for her. She really likes it when I'm mentally and emotionally supporting her. Even though she can't do it herself, she doesn't want to do it herself. She wants her man by her side in just about anything and everything she does. And while many of you may say, well, that's not the way most women are nowadays, and women have risen up and they do things on their own, yeah, that's true, but that's not a part of a woman's natural biological essence. The way my woman is the truly most natural way of being, and wanting her man to be by her side through everything. And in turn, she's by my side for everything. So I commend her for the way she is. Thank you for that, babe. Is that you, RJ? RJ's in the house at Coach Eli 2 Authentic Live Streams. How are you doing, my friend? I'm doing quite well, RJ. How about yourself? I got a chance to get on your stream earlier today. And I know we talked a little bit privately behind the scenes. RJ, thank you for your messages. Can you hear me okay, RJ? Let me make sure that the sound is coming through okay. RJ says doing well. Yeah, RJ, you had a bunch of trolls in your chat. Nothing new. It's the same culprits, right? And we just banned them quietly and moved on. And eventually they'll get tired and bored, RJ. But I really appreciate you sticking to your guns, RJ, this time around. And I see a lot more greatness coming in the future, brother. And I'll say this, RJ, you personally are one of the few people that has consistently been a good close friend out here on YouTube since I came out here full time about a little over 5 years ago, 5.5 years ago. Out of everyone I've met, RJ, despite the fact that we had some back and forths that were really out of our control, I've always respected you and I've always thought of you like another brother. And I really do appreciate our friendship and our collaboration and just who you are as a person, man. Well, people are honking on the 101 because it is rush hour and there is traffic out there. Respectfully, maturely, and professionally. Hey everyone, hey babe. Babe, can you hear me clearly and see me clearly? It's a little bit windy on the trail today. How much of the show have you heard, babe? Did you just wake up from a little nap, or how you doing? I'm going to reset the chat and I will be right back. Wow, we're back live. We're back live. It looks like iOS 16 on the iPhone fixed the YouTube app. Something changed, and it's just not needing me to tilt my phone for it to start back up again after I hit resume when I shut it down temporarily to reset the chat. Absolutely, love. Just tuned in. Well, babe, I was saying at the beginning of the show how proud I am of you, and for people to go and watch that stream I did last night on, I visited 2 AA meetings over the weekend with you, and how amazing the program is. Even for people like me that aren't alcoholics, I got a lot of value out of it, just hearing people's stories. And just having a group of people to talk with about, bettering themselves. Because, AA is big on helping men and women better themselves. And if you're an alcoholic, that's one of the first steps that you need to correct in order to better yourself. But even once you, kick the habit, you can still focus on bettering yourself by not being selfish and, focus, at least some of your time helping other people. And that's, what I really enjoyed about going to those AA meetings over the weekend. Just some really good people that realized they made some mistakes when they were younger. They let alcohol, consume their life. And now that they've kicked the habit, they want to help other people, by preventing them from going through what they went through, or going through it as long as they went through it, right? They want the younger people to kick the habit sooner, so that way they can have more time to enjoy life and create the greatness that they were meant to create. So that's what I was saying. But again, I'm very proud of you, babe. And I know I sound like a broken record to you and to the audience. I just can't help it. When good things happen to other people that I care for, or even just to people in general, when good things happen to anyone and I see it, that makes me happier than anything. Give me one more second here. I'll be right back. All right, we're back live. Today we're going to be discussing, do you want to better all aspects of your life? Here's how to start. Once again, do you want to better all aspects of your life? Here's how to start. This is episode number 376 of Walking with Purpose Live, Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli, the Walking with Purpose Live edition, episode number 376. And again, do you want to better yourselves or yourself in all aspects of life? Here's how to start. Well, what's the obvious answer on how to start bettering your life? It's just doing that itself. It's just starting. You've got to start. You got to take action. You just got to start doing whatever you want to accomplish in life. You just have to make a decision within yourself that you're starting. And when you make that decision, you need to start right now. Don't say, I'm starting tomorrow. I'm too tired to start tonight. Don't say you're starting next week because you're too busy for the next 7 days. Don't say you've got too much going on with your relationship, your family, your friends, and work, so you'll start in the beginning of next year in 2023. Or if you come across this stream later on down the road, whatever the beginning of the year is at that point, right? You start right now. Even if you can't start till tomorrow morning, even if you're tired and you've had a long day and you want to get rest, in your mind you say, I'm starting right now. And when I get up tomorrow morning, I'm going to do this to take it into action, into further action, right? If you want to accomplish something, you got to get it in your head that you want to do it. And you got to stick to it. How many times have you folks out there said you're going to do something? Or one of your friends asked you, okay, do you want to join me in working on this project, or, building this or building that or whatever, right? Doing something, right? And you said, yeah, but I can't start until a month from now. I got too much going on right now. Well, that's as good as saying no. Because if it was something that you really, really believed in and wanted to do, you would say, okay, yeah, I'm in. Let's do this. What's the game plan? Now, maybe you might be busy that day or you have other plans going on, but if you're interested, you'll say, you know what, I'm in, but I got this going on today. Let's talk tomorrow morning by phone or tomorrow night by phone and sort out the details, right? You see the difference between, taking action immediately instead of saying, well, I'm busy for the next month, so I'm interested, but let's start next month. No, you're not interested. You're bullshitting yourself. I mean, not only are you bullshitting the person that asked you if you wanted to be in, you're bullshitting yourself, right? And let me tell you something. It's one thing, and this is what people don't get. It's one thing to bullshit other people, but it's another thing to bullshit yourself. When you BS yourself, that is the biggest disservice you can ever do. Part of, taking ownership, part of, turning your life around and changing your life for the better is taking ownership of your past and present mistakes. Accepting responsibility. One of the biggest issues I see in this modern world nowadays are people that are not willing to accept responsibility. They're not willing to own up to their mistakes, right? They're not willing to admit fault, right? And why do people not do that? Because they don't want to look bad in front of other people, right? You folks fear that by admitting your mistakes and your flaws, you're going to look bad in front of other people. That should be the least of your worries. Looking bad in front of other people, who gives a shit what they think, right? It's not even about looking bad in front of other people. It's about doing your own self a disservice. Because when you don't accept responsibility for your actions or inactions, right? When you can admit fault, you're harming yourself more than anyone else. Everyone else will know you're bullshitting them, right? But as far as the damage you do to yourself, that's far worse, because you're holding yourself back from learning from those faults and mistakes you made and turning your life around for the better. BP Gloves Nation Fan Channel, salute Coach Eli 07. The weather looks nice. Yes, it does. How you doing, bro? Welcome to the show. Great to see you here. It's really nice to see you here, man. Yeah, I haven't done a walking stream in about, in 3 days. I've had a lot going on with my lady. We've been working on some things. Some unexpected things came up. And we were running up and down the freeways to go from her area to my area to take care of things in her neck of the woods and in my neck of the woods. I probably put a good 400 miles on my car over the past 5 days with everything my lady and I did. But it was totally worth it. I love her. And everything we did is going to get us ahead in our relationship and our future together. I've been streaming late last couple of nights. Yeah, bro, I've been streaming late because I haven't had time to do shit during the day. Like I said, my lady and I have had a bunch of things to take care of the last 5 days or so. But things are getting back to normal. I'm going to be getting on a more regular schedule for the rest of the week and the weekend. I'm also going to be, starting to put out some content once again on my main channel, Coach Eli, Elias Melas. More YouTube shorts are coming. More than likely, one will be coming tomorrow. If I can, if I have the energy to do some work tonight, which I think I do, I'll edit one out and upload one. Also, some other, pre-recorded content is going to be coming to the main channel, Coach Eli, Elias Melas. I'm hoping I have some more energy to record 2 15 to 30 minute pre-recorded videos that I wanted to do tonight and some more YouTube shorts. And yeah, so it's coming, man. It's coming. More content is coming. It's just that, and there's a lot that my lady and I want to do. It's just that life happens, bro. You know about that. How are things going for you in your neck of the woods? When I get a chance, I will come over to your channel and give you some support, man. I've just been pretty strapped lately in all aspects of the word. Strapped. But hey, it's all good. It's all good. I'm gonna be okay. I'm just saying, it's just been one of those weeks, The wind has kind of died down a little bit here, and I feel really good today. My sciatica is feeling better than ever. And for the first time in like 5 or 6 days, I have some good energy back. My energy levels have been kind of low over the last several days, and I realized it was because I was pretty badly constipated. And finally today, I cleared my stomach. Let me put it professionally. And I feel a hell of a lot better. For those of you that haven't known me for a while, I was pretty much born with chronic constipation. It's something that's plagued me my entire life. So, some weeks are better than others. You know what I mean? I've been at Wee's house, so it's been fun. I'll be back in Old Town this weekend. So tell me a little bit more. Who's Wee's? Tell me a little bit more about that, because I have not been in the loop of things lately, bro. I'm sorry. Sorry about that. I just I have not been able to keep up with much of anything over the last week. I've hardly seen any YouTube videos. Haven't had the time. But anyway, yeah, one of the main things that people have a problem with nowadays, whether you're a man or a woman, is accepting responsibility. All right? Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody screws up, right? And like I've said in the past, on many other streams. I'll say it again here. When I was younger, in my teens and early to mid, to even up until my late 20s, I made a lot of mistakes. And at times I was pretty selfish. I didn't even realize it. And I would whine and complain in front of my friends about every little thing, right? And they would get annoyed. I would wonder why they would get annoyed, right? The reason why they were getting annoyed is because I could never admit I was wrong, and I never accepted responsibility for my actions. And looking back, at those days, now at 48 years old, I'm ashamed of those days. I really am. I'm ashamed of them, right? Now, don't get me wrong. I have no shame. At age 48, I've learned from all that shit, right? But I look back at how I was behaving back in those days, even as a grown-ass adult, because once you turn 18, you're technically an adult, right? I look back and I'm like, I was no fucking adult. I didn't really become an adult until I was probably about 28, 29, or 30, right? Here in the U.S. and in most countries, we recognize adults as age 18 or older. Some places are 16 or 17, but most places, in the world, recognize the age of becoming an adult is 18 years old, right? 18 years old. No one's a freaking adult at age 18. I don't really even think anyone's an adult when they're 20. I think people don't really start to become adults until they're 25 or so. Sometimes their early 30s, because we spend our first 2 to 7 years in adulthood learning how to be an adult by acting like a little kid still, right? So, I look back, like I said, and, I'm like, wow, I can't believe I behaved that way. But because of that happening back in those days, it has allowed me to identify now as a grown-ass man at age 48 what not to do, how not to behave. It's also allowed me to compare it to what many other people are going through, by how they're acting, right? And there are a lot of people nowadays in their, 30s, 40s, and 50s that are behaving like, they're like little kids. My lady says, so true, love. More specific, babe. Tell me more about what did you mean by that specifically, so true. Because I talk about so many things and, people respond in real time. Because on these mobile live streams, the latency is only like 3 seconds. Babe, if you could do me a favor, if you could moderate the chat, I would appreciate that. But be more specific with what you were saying. So in order to become the best version of yourself that you can be in life, you're going to make mistakes. And at first it's going to be hard to admit your mistakes, especially when you're younger. It's hard to admit you're wrong about anything because you're not mature enough to understand it. But by the time you hit a certain age, 25 or 30 at the latest, if you don't start learning how to identify your mistakes, admitting your mistakes, and accepting responsibility for your mistakes, and then learning from them, you're never going to become an adult. You're never going to grow up. You're never going to be the best version of yourself you can be. You're not going to become a better person. Basically, what I have realized is that there are a bunch of people in this world nowadays at age 20, 30, 40, 50, or even 60 that have never matured past the age of 12 or 14 or 16. Especially with a lot of things that I've seen out here on YouTube and other social media platforms, with the way people are behaving, and even the way people are behaving as grown adults out in the real world, offline, right? I've never, ever seen society hit such an all-time low of stupidity and lack of maturity as I have in this modern world. I would say more so the last 5 to 10 years, but this has been starting to happen for the last 20 to 30 years. So it's just become more apparent in the last 10 years. Let me reset the chat. I'll be right back. All right, we're back live. We are back live. Well, iOS 16 is working quite well. They changed around, some ways to access the same features. All the features are still there that they had. They just changed the way to access them. That's my only complaint, right? You got to get used to it. But from a stability standpoint, it seems like iOS 16 is very stable, even on the YouTube app. I mean, this thing is like robust now. Again, whenever I would shut down, the app to go offline for a second, then I relaunch it, and then it gives me an option to resume stream. When I used to hit resume before iOS 16 was updated yesterday, it used to tell me I had to tilt the phone in order for it to start streaming again, right? Now you just hit resume and boom, you don't have to tilt the phone. It just goes poof, just like that. So great, awesome. Maybe today's stream will shut down properly and I won't have to wait 30 minutes for YouTube to manually shut down my stream. That's been happening for like the last couple of weeks. I end my stream and it still shows I'm live and people are coming in wondering what's going on. Well, the YouTube app was having issues shutting down the stream when I would hit end stream. It would just freeze. And then you can't go back and reshut it down. It just goes into a loop of saying you're live until YouTube recognizes that you haven't been live for 30 minutes, then they'll automatically shut down the stream for you. It'll just say you're offline in the meantime. All right. I was going to go to the observation deck, but I'm not. One of my buddies on the trail has come in, one of the regulars. So I'm going to come over here and just show you the beauty from this vantage point. I want to take this opportunity right now to say how proud I am of some people out here on the YouTube platform that have successfully been able to remove drama from their life. And I'm noticing, at least with some of the people that involved with, they're a lot calmer, they're a lot happier. There's far less drama happening, at least amongst the people that I care for and want to work with. And I'm very grateful and thankful for that. And you see, folks, all it takes is to just ignore stupid shit and focus on your message, focus on yourself. Now, I'm not saying be selfish, focus on your message and focus on working with other like-minded people. that are going to contribute in a positive way to your message, not in a negative way. Again, RJ Sandifer was here earlier. Thank you, RJ, for everything lately, bro. I really appreciate you. Let me come over here. This woman's coming. There are some people coming on the trail a little bit later in the afternoon. It's after work. So thank you to everyone that's continue to support myself and other great creators that I've been trying to work with for a while. Thank you for supporting us while all of our dust settles. And we truly feel that the dust has finally settled. You know, learning how to handle the YouTube platform is there's no school that's going to teach you that. There are no YouTube rules that are going to teach you that. I mean, yes, there are guidelines and rules and terms of service, agreements and stuff like that, right? And that's all good, right? But nothing teaches you how to handle, the people on YouTube, the creators, the many different types of creators and content consumers. And there's so many different types of people, and there's just so much craziness and chaos happening all the time. No one can teach you that. You have to learn that yourself. You have to go through the ringer before you can learn how to handle this, right? But here's the thing. I've learned how to handle this as best as anyone can. And that's part of what I'm going to be teaching people through my coaching business here and my videos. How to better handle yourself on YouTube and how to prevent from getting sucked into stupid shit that will divert you off your message, that will dilute your message. Because that's the way things are going nowadays. Everything's gone online. It's going to continue to go online. If you're self-employed and you don't have an online presence, you don't have, podcasts and videos and stuff like that, you're out of business. This is the way the future is headed. So you got to learn how to deal with things in an online world, because they're completely different than in a real world. Because more than half the shit that people do online, they would never do it offline. And you have to learn to understand that and not let it get to you, right? I could write a book on this, and I probably will one of these days, right? And, my lady, who didn't have the experience of podcasting or doing live streams on YouTube, I prepped her literally for 6-7 months at least, or almost 8 months before she did her first YouTube live stream with me. And even after I prepped her, initially I put a 2-minute delay, a 2.5-minute delay on my live streams in case something was said that we didn't want to get out there, because, we haven't put out her name or anything. She uses a stage name. And she just comes on audio only. But I prepped her for 7 months, almost 8 months. Connected her with some people behind the scenes. I just told her, be careful with what you say, to who you say it, even behind the scenes, because that can be used against you, on the front lines. Audio messages recorded behind the scenes on Facebook Messenger. Anything you type can be screenshot, right? Watch what you say, right? And even if you do everything right, and people still, try to put out shit about you, understand that some people will just take things out of context, just try to get a rise from you, right? I prepped my woman better than anyone could. I had almost like 5 years of experience at that point in dealing with this. She got the crash course, and honestly, it still almost drove her off the platform, right? She almost decided to stop doing this and not coming back. And I told her, baby, you can choose to do what you want to do. I'm not going to push you to stay on. But do you really want these people to succeed at what they've been trying to do? And they're not even trying to get to you. They're trying to get to you to get to me, right? Do you want to let them do that? She's like, fuck no. I'm not going anywhere, right? And that's what I am going to continue doing here, is helping people better understand how to handle themselves online. And to understand that half the shit that people do out here is fake and stupid just for views and donations, right? It's really hard to understand that, but that's all it boils down to, right? BP Gloves Nation fan channel. Staying on point can be hard when so much is going on. Yep. You're right. You're right, bro. Yeah, it's called being consistent, right? Being consistent, staying on point. See, for me, I do the best I can to stay on point regarding any topic I'm discussing. Sometimes it leads into something else, right? Especially if I'm doing a walking with purpose stream and I'm doing an hour and 20-minute walk or hour and a half walk. I'm going to fill in some content if there's an audience there, and I'm going to engage them and answer questions. But when it comes to life coaching, one of the main reasons why I became a life coach is because life involves everything. It involves business, it involves personal, it involves politics, it involves money, it involves everything, right? People say, stick to your topic or stick to your genre, right? You talk about this, you talk about that. What does that have to do with life coaching? Everything in life involves life coaching. Life in general is just that, right? Life involves every aspect of life, right? And that's why I decided to do this, because I have experience in all aspects of life. Dating. I have experience in being an entrepreneur, working in the corporate world, running a business, running businesses in the corporate world, running my own business and businesses after I left the corporate world and became self-employed, right? I've experienced all aspects of life. Heck, I won't get into that. I was going to say something else, but I'll save that for another time. But yeah, life coaching involves everything. There's nothing that we can't talk about over here in my neck of the woods. And I want to make this an open forum for people to talk about anything and everything. I want people to feel free to come into these live streams and share their days. and share where they feel, any certain day went wrong, or if something that they're struggling with is going wrong, so we can talk about it and find a solution together. And on top of that, it's one thing to find a solution to the problem, right? It's another thing to execute the solution, right? So people can typically figure out what they've done wrong and what they need to do to correct it, right? It's just about taking the next step to execute the solution, right? Like, for example, my lady knew she needed to go to AA. My lady knew she needed to go to AA. And she just didn't want to go initially. She said it's just going to be boring. And I'm not going to learn anything there. And I'm not going to get anything out of it. Right? She knew what the problem, she's known what the problem is. She knew what the solution was. She just hadn't found the right time or a way to execute the solution to the problem, right? Then her and I talked about it like two grown adults. And I basically said, I support you, baby. I'll go to the meetings with you, even though I'm not an alcoholic. I will go and support you. And I'm curious to check them out anyway, right? And boom. There you go. Problem solved, right? And solution executed, right? It's one thing to solve the problem and figure out the solution. It's another thing to execute the solution, right? I think everyone in this world, for the most part, is smart enough to figure out their problems and what it would take to resolve their problems. But to execute the resolution, that's the hardest thing, right? People don't want to do the work. They get lazy, right? Or they say, it'll just fix itself, right? Yeah. You know how many times I said to myself in my younger days that shit will just fix itself? I don't have to do anything. I said that throughout my teens and my 20s, and guess what? I fucking failed miserably every time I said that and looked at things in that way. And when I hit my late 20s, early 30s, I put a lot more effort into executing things that were solutions to problems I had. And while those things that I executed to solve problems I had took time, even if it took me a whole day to resolve that issue, once that issue got resolved, I never had to deal with it again, right? But if you keep letting it go, and you're saying, the problem will solve itself, it'll fix itself, right? Then it's never going to get fixed. Then every single day you'll be dealing with that issue. Instead of taking just 1 or 2 days to bust your ass, execute the solution, and then you have a permanent solution in place, right? Why don't we think about things in that way? Why don't we think about things in that way? I gotta say, I'm feeling really, really good today. Yeah, for the first day in a week. I was just heavily constipated all last week. And today, after using the facility, professionally speaking, that is, going number 2, right? God, I feel like a new man. I feel like I gave birth to a baby. Don't ask me what came out there. And I didn't take any pictures, babe, so don't ask me to send you pictures of my poop. My lady used to be a nurse, so it's not like she hasn't seen shit before, right? She can be my nurse for the rest of my life. She can take care of me. When things start to really really get painful as you get older, right? This sciatica thing I've had for a few years, and it's pretty much almost gone. This thing's taking a toll on me. This is nothing compared to what's up ahead. Anyway. Yeah, it's absolutely a beautiful day out here. Yeah, it feels like it's about maybe 68 degrees still right now. I've warmed up because I've been walking. And because the weather is perfect at 68, close to 70, I can't ask for a better walk. I'm not dehydrated. I didn't bring any water. I should be bringing that backpack my lady got me. But not dehydrated because it's just not hot. It's not overly cold. It's just right. What's the weather like in your neck of the woods, folks? And babe, if you're still around, what's the weather like in your area? Let me reset the chat. I'll be right back. All right, we're back live. We are back live. So today we've been talking about, do you want to better all aspects of your life? Here's how to start. Do you want to better all aspects of your life? Here's how to start. My lady says, 69 degrees, babe. Well, babe, it's the same thing over there. So it's pretty comfy over there, huh, babe? Baby, for the first time in a while, you feel like the air is crisp and cool, and you can relax and watch your shows on your big-ass TV tonight, right? Maybe I'll do a show from the studio. You can watch me on your big-ass TV, right? No, you don't like watching me anymore, baby. You'd rather watch Big Brother instead of me. And I don't blame you, baby. It's all good. Whatever makes you happy. You already know everything about me, and you already know it's our business, so you already know what I'm going to say, so it doesn't matter. Oh, darts tonight. I forgot about that. You have darts. That's right. I might as well do a stream then from the studio, baby, because you're not going to be back home probably till 9:30 or 10, I'm assuming, and then we can briefly talk before we go to bed. By the way, like I was saying last night, I don't think my lady heard the entire show from yesterday. She was on for a bit, but she was so tired she crashed out last night. If you're up for it, babe, at some point this weekend, maybe on Sunday night after we go to the next Sunday AA meeting we are going to be attending, we can do a stream and share your experiences regarding AA. And we can go in a little more, detail on, how to help people, how we can help people by getting the right information regarding any type of abuse. Not just, alcohol abuse, substance abuse. There's Narcotics Anonymous, right, for substance abusers. And then there's Gamblers Anonymous for people that, gamble away their life savings, and then they put their homes on the line. And man, I've never been addicted to gambling. I've never been addicted to drugs, never done drugs. And I've never been addicted to alcohol. I've been blitzed a few times in my younger days, but that's about it. Like I mentioned in the show last night, got blitzed a few times really bad in my younger days, early 20s. And I said, you know what? I don't like the way this shit feels. I don't like the way I feel the next day, dehydrated, passed out, had to sleep the entire next day just to rehydrate and, let the alcohol wear out. It's just a waste of time, and it's just unhealthy. After the second time I did it, I'm like, fuck it, I'm never doing this again, even occasionally. Now, in the modern world, or in the current time, there are times where, hey, I'll have 2 or 3 drinks in a night, but I don't get drunk. I may have a shot or 2 or a couple beers and a shot, and that'll get me going good enough, but that's not gonna that's something that I can sleep off and wake up the next morning after 6 to 8 hours of sleep, and the alcohol is completely out of my system. Now, still, you'll have some dry mouth, but you'll recover from that much quicker than someone that drinks like 10 or 12 beers a day, or does 6 to 8 to 10 shots a day. That'll mess you up. Hi. So we have a lady and her kid back there. They're just out here watching. I've never seen them before. Maybe they're new to the neighborhood. Maybe they come out here at different times. But they were looking at me. They were wondering, what is this guy doing? Well, I'm live on the air. I'm my own production unit. On one of these days. You know what? I don't think I'll ever pay anybody, even if I have the money to do it one of these days. I don't think I'll ever pay anyone to produce my shows. I think half the fun doing these shows is just using my own equipment, holding it in my hand, and just doing it all myself. It brings a level of joy to me. Just knowing that I'm not dependent on a production company to do this. This is all coming from my heart and my soul and my blood, sweat, and tears. And that's what makes me feel good about it. I don't think I will ever pay a professional production crew, no matter where my YouTube channels go or my business goes. BP Gloves Nation fan channel. I used to vape the devil's weed, but I stopped and I can think clear. Well, my lady, does the ganja. You're talking about the ganja, brother. I understand. I mean, it's pretty much legal almost everywhere now. My lady does it for medicinal purposes. My lady has, pretty severe anxiety, and she's got depression as well. And, she's been on medication for it. And we're just trying to find her the right doctor now to treat some other things that she's been going through as she's gotten older. But the ganja actually, helps, with the anxiety and all that. It keeps her calm. It gives her like a healing type of thing. Now, I've never done ganja. I've never done any drugs. So I wouldn't know, but from what I've read and educated myself on regarding ganja, it's clean and healthy and has lots of benefits when used for the right reasons. It wasn't for me, but I understand it helps a lot of people. Yeah, I've always been a natural healer myself. Like, whenever it comes to healing physically or mentally or emotionally, I've always healed the natural way. I'm sure I could have probably had some surgery and my sciatica would have gotten better a lot sooner, but I don't believe in surgery unless it's absolutely necessary, unless it's like critical. I'd rather take the long approach and let my body heal naturally. As far as, anxiety and depression, we've all had moments of anxiety and depression in our lives, even if we're not clinically or chronically diagnosed with, chronic clinical anxiety or depression. But the way I've handled those situations is just by being strong and getting out and taking walks and letting those endorphins kick in. My natural medication involves getting out and taking walks and being out in nature, right? Instead of, taking medication or drinking. Like, to me, these walks are like alcohol to an alcoholic. I'm like a walkaholic, right? You can call me a walkaholic, exerciseaholic, however you want to say it, right? And it's weird because, a lot of the way I do things is considered the holistic approach. But a lot of people that do holistic healing are really weird to me. Hey, Eli, good to see you. Been a while since I caught you live. Hey, Casey, how you doing? Welcome to the show. I think my lady's still here, too, before she goes to darts. I haven't done a Walking with Purpose stream in 3 days, Casey. I've been busy with my lady, and we've been taking care of a lot of business behind the scenes, that is. And so there haven't been that many live streams lately, and there hasn't even been a ton of pre-recorded content on my main channel. My lady and I, we had our days booked for the last 4 to 5 days with so many things we had to do that there was just no time or energy left. But now it's business as usual. And thank you for being here. Appreciate it. Folks, start getting your questions, comments, concerns in the chat. We're going to be going off the air in about 12 minutes, 13 minutes or less. Getting towards the end of the trail here. I'm going to go home, relax a little bit, eat some food, and then probably even do a live stream on Coach Eli too. Screw it. Since my lady's at darts, I'll probably end up doing that. VP Gloves says, Case says, hey RMP, good luck at darts tonight. Yeah, my lady actually, we went to play darts the other day. It was Sunday. We went to play darts at this pretty cool bar that we go to in the East Bay. They have a bunch of electronic dartboards there. Here, where I live on the peninsula, in the San Francisco Bay Area, on the peninsula, San Mateo County, we don't have, I don't know of any places that have electronic darts. So we went to the East Bay, and then the East Bay is where the Raiders used to play. And even though the Raiders are now in Vegas, there are still a ton of Raider fans here in the Bay Area, especially the East Bay Area, because they used to play in Oakland. And we went to the place. It's usually not crowded when we go there, but it was Sunday, and NFL Sunday Ticket was on from DirecTV, and the Raiders were playing, and the Raiders lost, which, to be honest, I'm not a Raider fan. I'm really not a Raider. I'm a Niner fan. I've never been a Raider fan, even when they were here in the Bay Area. I just don't like the management of the team. I've never liked their management. I've never liked how much of how they were traitors. Even though it's spelled differently, we used to call them the traitors or the traitors, but the traitors, right? Rhymes with Raiders, traitors instead of traitors, right? But we still had a good time. It was packed. We had a good time. We had some good food. And I actually beat her in darts the first game. And then she beat me the last 2 games because she's a professional dart player. But I did beat her one time, finally. I regained my manhood by beating my lady one time. I'm just kidding, at this point, at age 48, I don't give a shit if I get beat by a girl. If a girl is better at me than something, then so be it. Then you're better at me. I'm secure enough in myself to say I suck and you're better, babe. You're a better dart player. It's all good. DP Gloves, Nation Fan Channel, sounds like you two are pretty serious. We are. No, we are. We've been together for over a year. We've had our moments, dude. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, here's the thing. Her and I have never, ever had an argument involving our relationship. The arguments we've had have been primarily regarding how much I care about her and her well-being and her just not hurting herself and slowing down the alcohol a little bit. I don't care that she has some beers every now and then. It's just the hard stuff. When she drinks the hard stuff, man, God, that's a whole new ball game right there. But yeah, the only arguments we've had are involving me just caring too much and being protective. Like I tell my lady, I'm like, babe, do you not want me to be protective of my woman? I mean, you're my woman. If you don't want me to protect you, you tell me. And that's the way it'll have to be. No, I want you to protect me, but, also want you to, give me some chances to get things right. I'm like, no problem. The times I give you a chance to do things right, then you slip and fall and hurt yourself. So it's like sometimes you just can't win, right? But no, like we've never had any issues regarding the relationship. The only things that we've had issues on are, it's stupid too. It's because I care about her so much. I want to protect her from getting hurt. And you know how women are. They want to do everything on their own nowadays. We're women. Hear us roar. Yada, 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 right? And I'm not saying my woman is like that. She's not a radical feminist, but you just got to find the right balance. You just got to go with the flow. And you got to remember that women are emotional beings and their emotions rise and fall like the sea, right? It's like a tidal wave, right? So, it just doesn't bother me. Do I sometimes get in her face about it? Like, I don't threaten her or hurt her or anything, but I'll call her out, right? When I say get in her face, I don't mean push her around or anything. I'm saying look her in the eyes and say, babe, you're being ridiculous. Come on, It's like, no, I'm not being ridiculous. I'm like, yes, you are. No, yes, you are. Babe, you want to go back and forth like this all day? Or would you rather go play some darts and have a nice dinner? Your choice, baby. You want to deal with this nonsense or go play darts? She's like, let's go play darts. Great. That's what a good man does. You got to stand up to your woman at times. You can't be a pussy. You can't be a sissy because they're testing you to see how strong you are at the same time, right? It's not about being mean. It's about standing your ground and saying, look, baby, I'm not going to let you derail me because you need me to be a strong man. And if you can derail me, baby, that means I'm not capable of protecting you. Then you won't want to be with me, right? Capiche? Yeah. BP Glove says, I was going to watch some hentai, but I can come to your live stream later. Yeah, if I do it. I'm not 100% sure I'm going to do it. I've got some shows planned, but I may do one tonight if I'm not too tired after I eat. But it won't be for at least an hour and a half to 2 hours if I do it. They come up to the side here, let these people pass. It's okay, my Cowboys lost too. Not surprising, I know. You remind me of Jimmy Johnson. I think Jimmy Johnson is still doing NFL Fox Sunday. The in-studio segments of the Fox games, right? A lot of these guys, I think Howie Long and Jimmy Johnson, a lot of these dudes. Who's the other dude? What the hell is his name? What the hell is the guy's name? I can't remember his name, but all those dudes in the Fox NFL studio are like getting really, really old, and they're still doing it, right? These guys are going to die in the broadcast booth. Salute, Casey, says VP Gloves. Casey, LOL, awesome. Still feels good to win every now and then. Sure. Salute, sir, says Casey. Yes, sir, he is. Remember the days when the Cowboys would beat the Niners. I'm sorry, Casey. We really, really hated the Cowboys. We really, really did. I'll tell you this. The Cowboys always had Terry Bradshaw. That's right, baby. Terry Bradshaw. Thank you. See, there's a good woman right there. Terry Bradshaw is still in the Fox studio. The guy looks like he's 200 years old and he's still broadcasting. Like all these people, baby, they do plastic surgery or some shit, right? Like Lionel Richie, like you were telling me, baby. Lionel Richie doing American Idol. I mean, what does it do, like 70 something? And he's trying to look like he's 45 or so? And the incredible amounts of plastic surgery. God, man. I swear to God, these dudes are never going to retire. Like these famous people, they never want to retire. You know why they don't want to retire? Because they would be so bored off their ass if they retired. It's just a beautiful night. I came at the right time. Just incredible, huh? Beautiful night. All right, folks, get your questions, comments, and concerns in the chat. We're going to be going off the air in 5 minutes or less, and hopefully this thing shuts down normally today. Like I said earlier, you know, the iPhone's got the major release update to iOS 16 yesterday. The only Apple product I have is the iPhone 12 Pro Max. I do love the iPhones. I do feel that the iPhones are more solid phones than the Androids or the Samsungs. But the Samsungs are pretty good phones. My lady has a Samsung Galaxy, so you know it's a good phone. Don't get me wrong. But the one thing I will always choose Apple unless Samsung and the Android phones become that much better. I will always, you know, use the iPhone. I love the iPhones. I love the iPhone 12 Pro Max. And the 14, I believe, just came out. And it's like, between the 12 and the 14, there isn't that big of a difference. I mean, how much more powerful can you make these phones while keeping them somewhat small, right? All right, 8 in the box, 6 thumbs up. Please smash the thumbs up, folks. Please share this out on your community tab. Share this out on social media, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. Reddit's a good place. Instagram, wherever you have a social media following of people you feel would get tremendous value from this content. Who wouldn't get value from positive, uplifting content? Who needs positive, uplifting content the most? The people that aren't open to it. The people that aren't open to the positive, uplifting content need it the most. They'll catch up one day and they'll be here, trust me. And my lady and I and the rest of us that are here already will be waiting for them. We'll welcome them in with open arms. All right, I'm going to shut down the chat one more time. I'm going to reset the chat, come back and check out the chat one more time, then shut this baby down. Be right back. All right, folks, we are back live. We are back live. No new messages. We're going to wrap this up. I will more than likely be back for another stream, brief stream tonight here on Coach Eli, 2 Authentic Life Streams. If I don't come back tonight, I'll have some YouTube shorts and some other pre-recorded content on the main channel. Lots more is coming. Stay tuned to both channels. Make sure you subscribe, bang the bell, and select all notifications to both channels. Nightbot's been sharing the link to Coach Eli, Elias Melas, my main channel, every 7 minutes. It's also below in the description about 2 lines down, or just go to youtube.com/Life Coach Eli. With that being said, have yourselves a good one. Take care. And as always, be good to each other.